And thanks everyone for joining us again on the SNN Radio. Tonight we are going to be doing our Walking Dead reactions to the season 4 mid-season finale. I'm assuming you guys all seen the show.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Marsha.
No, don't say anything yet.
Don't
Spoilers!
There will be spoilers.
Okay. So, okay, if you
I know I'm too
haven't
lazy,
seen-
but if you think about it in post, just put the giant spoiler.
yeah, if you haven't seen it, there's going to be major spoilers. So, if you don't want to be spoiled, about what's going to happen, then fuck off. Otherwise, come and join the madness.
All right, so I'm assuming we were all tied to the screen last Sunday. Okay, I'm gonna start this. I'm gonna start this civilized. I'm gonna start this
I
civilized.
finished like 2 days ago.
I'm gonna
I
start
finished
this.
watching on. I had to cram, so I finished watching them on Thursday.
That's fine. I technically watched mine Monday because DVR and editing. But I'm gonna start it off one by one, and we'll start it person per person. Simple questions, and we'll start it off with Dutch tonight. Dutch, going into this episode, what did you think was going to happen? Not what happened, but what did you think was going to happen?
Well, I've read the comics, so I was basically expecting what happened, but I thought they maybe let the governor live, but they didn't.
No.
They just absolutely went balls to the walls crazy and just fucked shit up. Basically, the last 20 minutes of the episode was me going, shit, fuck, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all know that feeling. But, okay, so on top of that, okay. You see, now, I brought you in for a main reason. You're basically the comic book expert. You're the one who did read all the comics. How accurate to the comics is it? Or did the writers give us a nice twist?
Well, none of the characters if I'm correct, none of the people from the comics are in the show, right?
No, there are characters from the comics in the show.
Oh, Herschel is, and
Herschel is. Herschel died earlier in the comics.
Dale, I think.
Dale's supposed to still be alive, isn't he?
Dale is alive, but Dale is not in the comics, is he?
I'm pretty sure he is.
Yeah, didn't they switch them to where who died when with Dale and
Yeah. The other old guy, yeah. Now he died recently as well. A lot of people die. This kind of comic is this kind of medium. Everybody dies. Don't get attached to anybody you like.
I swear it's like they're channeling. It's like they're channeling Joss Whedon.
Mm.
It's like even if it's a bad guy, they make you almost care about them,
Yes.
and then they kill them off.
That's one big difference between the comic and the show at the moment, is that the last 2 episodes before the mid-season finale they spent with the governor, and you're like, okay, this guy's not that bad. He's not really, gonna kill everybody. He adopts this little girl, basically, takes on these 2 extra women, and then they turn around and still make him so fucking mental.
Yeah.
In the comics, he's basically, well, a pedophilic, incestuous, zombie-kissing, everybody-killing you like bastard. There are no redeeming qualities about him in the comics. He is absolutely over the edge.
Wow.
I've seen that.
I kind of want to read the trades now.
Well,
I've seen this
you
about
know his daughter
a little bit about the
55.
comics. The little bit about the comics.
Sean killed his daughter, and she does it in the comics.
Yeah.
But in the comics, he's pulled out his daughter's teeth, and he French kisses her.
Oh.
So
That's
yeah.
just, that's
Yeah,
fucking
I've
disgusting.
I've
It
seen
is.
that.
So they've gone from someone who's absolutely not likable at all, who's this absolute monster that you just want to see coming, like, you know what's coming to him, to someone they spent 2 episodes with, like, he's not that bad. He really might be a nice guy, but then, you know, he chops off Herschel's head, and you're like, dude, what?
Yeah. Okay. I will say, on the mid-season finale, I cried.
I
don't
think a
care.
lot of us
I
did.
say it. I don't care. I will say that unabashedly. I
Anyone,
cried.
is anyone else kind of terrified of that little girl? That
The little girl that shot him.
crazy, psychotic bitch that cared more about Nick the zombie than her father and was feeding him rats, and I know for a fact it's probably her dissecting the goddamn rats as well.
Okay, that I'm a little. That. Okay. Okay. To try porn on that just for the sole reason.
The crazy Irish woman with the bag.
Wait, what now?
Are you referring to the crazy Irish woman he finds in the woods?
Yeah.
I
Okay.
think we're talking about 2 different people then, aren't we?
Are you talking about the one that
I'm talking about the little, one of the little the 2
Yes.
little sisters.
Yes,
That was
she's
who I was
talking about the
referring to.
blonde girl that shoots the people that are after Tyrese or Tyrone.
Yeah.
Yeah. The little
The
girl
one
that's
who
like
got
7
really
years old.
attached to
She
Carol.
pops a cap in the motherfucker.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we are talking about 2 different people. Okay.
Also, I kind of called what was happening with that little Irish woman, probably because I finished the Walking Dead Telltale game, which, by the way, had me in tears on 3 separate occasions.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, the first episode of the second season coming out this month.
I haven't played those yet.
Play them. Oh my god, you have to play it.
I know I'll have to.
Nicola was very sweet and got me the entire game and the DLC on Steam. So thank you, darling.
Grr.
Speaking of, do you want a copy of Don't Starve?
Sure.
In the sale, it was cheaper to buy a 2-pack than it was to buy the game itself, so I bought a 2-pack and now I have a spare one, so if you want it, it's yours.
Yeah. Never say no to free shit. That's bad luck.
Never look a gift horse in the mouth.
Exactly.
Yes.
But,
Except there's no horses.
But yeah, it was like, okay, so just to wrap up the mid-season finale, 3 people die. Governor, which I
No,
could
a
take
lot
her.
more.
No, I mean,
No,
a
there's-
lot
three,
of them
but
were
3
faceless
like,
nooks.
Yeah.
yeah, but like
okay.
3 what I would consider 3 main characters die. The governor, which I could take or leave, to be honest.
Well, he's a bad guy, so yeah.
Yeah. Herschel, which that was the one that made me tear up. See,
Oh, that made me feel so bad, especially seeing he spent the last episode just like, no, I cannot let these people die. These people have got to live. I am Herschel, and then he dies.
and then the one that probably hurt the most, little ass kicker.
She's not dead. They will not have killed Judith. I'm calling it now. She's not dead.
I think because they do this in the comics as well. In the comics, she dies. She gets shot when the mother is carrying her outside.
So
by the
maybe it's a
governor. The
false
governor
heron.
Shoots them down with the Uzi, and
Yeah.
then one of his own people looks at him and is like, "You're a fucking monster," and shoots him.
Nice. Okay.
Yeah, that was coming for it. But, you know, the way they showed it, the little baby carriage, and I'm like, yeah, there's blood in it. Yeah, he's sad. It's a setup. They want people to think she's dead. She's not going to be dead.
Yeah, it sounds
There's
like
a
if she wasn't dead, they would show it.
Oh, see, there's
So
a
you
part
wonder.
of
So you makes you
me
wonder
that
if if is it a false herring?
A red
red
herring.
red,
Red
herring.
herring.
Yeah. I sincerely hope so, because I mean, killing a baby—that's just not right.
Oh, both Carl and Rick looked so sad. They actually,
Yeah.
you know, when you said you were crying, I was actually like on the verge of tears as well. I was like, no, no, they can't do this on a show like this. I know it's
Yeah.
about zombies and everybody dying, but they can't just kill a baby.
Yeah.
Then
Also,
again, the first zombie you see on the first episode is a little girl
oh
in a nightie.
god, yeah, that's carrying around her teddy bear.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
just
to be
help
fair,
her.
I've got a very shit memory sometimes.
yeah. But I will say this: my favorite actor on the show, apart from my friend who played Ed, I will name drop that shit till no end.
My
but
friend played a zombie on TV. Yeah.
no, he actually played Ed, the wife beater in season 1.
Really?
Yeah, I am very good friends with Adam Minarovich, who played Ed. He lives in town. Nicest guy you could ever.
I can call him right now if you would like me to.
It's like,
Ring,
I
ring.
mean, in all serious, I'm actually trying to get him to come up to next year's Magfest, because I think that would be a big thing, a big draw. But yeah, my favorite actor, just because of what is Carl.
Do you know Carl's stunt double is a 30-year-old woman?
I like that.
I have a picture somewhere of all the stunt doubles. Hang on, let me see if I
I
can
would
find
love
it again.
you shit that, but the rest of the internet. I really don't like Carl.
Why?
I like Carl in the series. He's okay, but especially in the comic books,
Well, season 2, I got
everybody
really pissed off with him
fucking
because
loves Carl. Carl is adored by everybody in the fucking series. Carl can do no wrong. In the comics, we're at a point where they've discovered several
Stay in
other
the
settlements,
fucking house.
Well,
and
I
there's this
would
one
not.
big bad guy. He's called Nega, something like that, something very simple. And he takes Carl into his base. Carl kills several people, like 20 odd, and he's like, well, if you weren't so damn amusing, I would kill you right now. And he fucking lets him go. And then they fight, and then Carl kills more of his people, and he's like, well, it's a good thing it's you, because otherwise I would fuck you up the ass right now.
Good God.
There, I found the image of the stunt doubles.
Oh,
Okay.
Carl just can't do no wrong. If Robert Kirkman makes the next issue of the comic book go, yeah, Carl is actually the first mutant, and he's Wolverine, and he kills all the zombies dead, I wouldn't put it past him.
uh,
But he's
I
okay
also
in the
find-
series, but I still, it's like the residue. It seeps through. I'm like, I don't like you. I don't
Yeah.
like you, Carl.
but yeah, basically in the last episode, the governor tries to have his little army once again. Tries
Yeah,
to
those people followed him way too readily for my tastes.
yeah.
Yeah.
Basically tries to once again take over the prison with a tank.
The same thing we do every night, Pinky.
Yeah,
Try
also
to
I-
take over the prison.
I found it rather amusing that no cars or the tank seemed to have an engine. No engine noise whatsoever. Especially when your woman came up with the little girl, who I called when she was first introduced that she was gonna die horribly.
Hmm.
Little girl is dying horribly in episode 17.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it's just like okay, I could understand the fact that him being pissed at Michonne because he killed
And
his
the other thing.
because he killed his zombie daughter or whatever. But I mean, but at the core base of it, he has no quarrel. He really has no basis of a quarrel.
Well, the basis is they
It's
define
like-
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the basis is he's a fucking madman.
Hey, gee, this sounds like somebody else we know. He has no logical reason to attack these people, but yet he keeps doing it.
Yes, it does seem like somebody
please
else
don't
we
start
know,
that
but
shit. I got in
let's just
trouble
say
for
that the governor is a lot more cooler, and he's actually English, pretending to be Georgian, versus Alaskan, pretending to be frickin' I don't know, Guido.
Also, I didn't know this, but I found this out from Adam. The guy that plays Rick is British.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
There's actually two of the best characters on the show is actually both British actors, which seems to be a
Norman
common
Reedus is
trend
not
going
British.
on. It seems to be a common trend going on because the
Norman's
guy who
awesome.
plays Jax on Sons of Anarchy is actually from London too. So it seems
I
like it's
blame
like this
you,
new
Lori.
trend that cable TV dramas
you, Lori,
are importing all the best actors from England.
We want him back. We want a little bit more Fry and Laurie.
We want a little bit of Fry and Laurie.
Where are you going? Huh? Where are you going?
It's
And speaking in terms of the governor, did he change his name from Philip to Brian because Brian's only got one eye?
I don't get that. Why?
yeah.
What's his name? Philip?
Nicola, can you explain that a little better?
Brian. Oh, Brian. It only has one
Oh.
eye, like the letter I.
Yes.
Nicola, that is what that was fucking funny. But still, I mean, that was funny. But still, it was terrible.
I think I killed Florence.
No, I'm good, thank you.
You're gonna totally use that.
I might do.
That was hilarious.
Well, I'm not so sure if Brian was actually his name because I
No,
know
it's not. He saw it on
it's-
the barn.
It's not. No, the whole Brian Harriet thing he actually saw on the side of a building.
Ah,
Yeah,
I missed that.
when he was walking, when he was kind of doing his I will walk 5,000
Savage
miles routine, and he was
His
trying to
walk of
find
500
himself.
miles.
When he was trying to find himself,
No, 'cause in
he
comics,
basically
I haven't read this one because he's got like his own little mini, and I haven't gotten it yet. But it explains how he became the governor. And, yeah, but and supposedly, and I've looked it up what it was about, and you see this guy kicking ass, taking names, and he's like, "I'm gonna save these people," and he looks a little bit like him. But then he dies, and then his younger brother, who was like a little shit, but I haven't read this, takes up his name. So the Brian thing might be a reference to that.
The one part of the fourth season that really got me was that Glenn almost died. Almost.
Yeah, did you see what he did when that aired? As soon as that aired, he tweeted, "It's been so fun working with everyone." He tweeted that as soon as that show started.
That's fucking
I
awesome.
think it's because the week before, Robert Kirkman killed him in the comics.
Really?
Yeah.
Why would you kill Glenn? Glenn is
Well-
awesome.
I've looked it
Well-
up, and he said the show was doing him so much more justice than I could write him in a story. I could not come up with more things for Glenn to do, but they were using him so well in the show that I decided to kill him off in the comics so that he could live on in the show.
And for those that that get the Walking Dead video game, he's in.
Everybody
he's in-
dies.
No, he is actually. Glenn is
In the first act, yeah.
Yeah, sadly, Scott Ewan does not do the voice, but he's in there. But he's
Yeah.
in there.
Yeah, he's in Macon. If you actually watch the TV show in this season, they were talking about going to Macon to check the pharmacists there,
Mm-hmm.
and then they decided no, it's too dangerous. It was overrun.
Ah, so that's a
Uh,
video game reference then.
That's the reference to. Oh dear God.
Oh, pussycat.
Yeah, claws. She just stretched and stuff. Yes, you're adorable. Now sit down.
But
Yeah, it's
also,
Carol was one of my favorite characters, and now she's gone.
yeah, not she didn't die though. Rick
No, she's gone.
Rick just kind of just like, hey, you killed these
Exile.
people, which I don't know if it was entirely fair.
I think it is because she killed another human, and that's part of like Rick's rules.
She
Like
killed two of them.
it's like his question before you
Don't
join
kill
the group
anyone
is
unless they're
how many walkers have you killed, how many humans have you killed,
I am
and why have you killed them? So I think
I'm
it's
so
fair
on the
that she
fence
got
with
kicked
Carol.
out, but I also see her point of view on why she did it, but she was trying to protect the tribe. I think this is going to set up
Carol
a
was like
fucking
chaotic
great. I think this is going to set up an amazing freaking story coming up in this next half of the season. I think she's going to end up meeting up with the refugees of the governor's group, and she
Yeah.
might take on the fucking leader role. She might become the new governor.
If I'm not mistaken, because I've been looking ahead again, they're gonna add in more comic book characters at this point, and this was the point in the
Call me
comics.
Omega.
No, I said if I'm not mistaken.
No, and the chat.
Zenith,
Oh, sorry.
Zenith, this is
I'm
not
not
Omega.
Omega.
No, you're British
Yes,
superstar.
Zenith watching in the live stream. Nicola
not British.
is not Omega. See,
are you
Omega
then?
is from freaking
I'm
Baltimore, and
Irish.
Nicola is from Derry.
I apologize.
She can actually freaking make a pipe bomb and kill you in a Walking Dead style murder.
Shh.
Okay. Aside from planning to murder people, let's get back to the show. What they were at this point is that Carl and Rick, his dad, left with what was her name? Just bear with me 1 second. She died beforehand. Before
Alright.
the mid-season finale, she escaped the governor. Then the governor caught her. What's her name?
Andrea.
Yes, Andrea.
Oh my God! Talk about a hot mess. Jesus.
Well, Andrea is still alive in the comics. So she, Carl, and Rick, and Glenn, and Beth, they survived the prison attack. So they left the prison and joined up with these other guys that they've never met before, like a big guy, a brainy guy, and a kick-ass chick. So what I think that's gonna do is take Rick and Carl and put them with those three and have a couple of episodes without any of the others. So you're saying that
So you almost think that
What's her name?
basically the prison group is going to get split up, and and the rest of the season and probably going into next season is going to be like little short stories of them all surviving on their own.
it's definitely going to be focusing on Rick and Carl, because I don't think they're going to be giving much airtime. At least, like I said, think an episode or 2 or 3 is going to be about them with the new people.
Well, have any of you guys do any of you guys watch The Talking Dead, the after show?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Oh, it doesn't
Well,
get here.
during
I
during
do.
the show, they actually showed a episode where the kid basically knocks on a door and basically lures freaking a couple walkers out of this house, and is like walking down the street going, "Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on!" It's like the only spoiler for the first episode of of the season. And the creator of the show basically said anyone who's a fan of the comics knows what scene this is. So does this ring a bell?
Oh, shit.
When you say the kid, I assume you're referring to Carl.
Are you
Yeah, I'm
referring to
talking
Carl?
about Carl. He basically walks up to a house and he's basically like doing, "Come on, come on, come on, come on," like almost taunted
Come on,
the
Zombie.
like these two walkers
Here,
and
Zombie.
draw them down the street like, Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
The downside is that the comic right now is by issue number 120, something like that, and the prison stuff stops around number 60. So it's been a long time since I've read.
Yeah. Because I
anything that
just
could
know that
resemble Carl just
the
barging
show
down the
creator.
house and going, "Raw!"
I just know
Okay.
I know the show creator basically said that anyone who's a fan of the comics will get this reference, and it's the only non-spoiler scene they could show for the next episode.
Okay, Dutch. Let me ask you something. Just to get your opinion on this. This is something that's been floating around for a while, and since we never see this person actually die, I have to ask: do you think Lori is still alive?
Lori. Refresh my memory,
Rick's wife?
Lori.
Rick's wife.
Carl
Oh,
shot
no,
her
no,
in
no,
the
no.
head after she
No,
gave birth.
no.
No, 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 no.
She is dead.
Oh, she's dead.
Unless they want to pull something really under the rug from the series compared to the comics,
Mhm.
she is dead.
Yeah, there was no contest. She died
'Cause
given the cesarean, and
abs-
Charles shot him in the head.
Basically, most of the Walking Dead comics is you can if I could say two sentences, it's zombie apocalypse and the slow descent into madness of Rick Grimes.
Yeah,
So
I
it's
could go
like
with that.
on the show, it seems like
Yeah, no, he
goes
talks on the
fast.
phone with her, but no,
Yeah, that
he's
No,
just
that-
losing
that,
it.
that whole thing
You know,
just like blew
that's the one
my
thing that
mind.
cracked me up. This is going back to season 3. This is the one thing that cracked me up more than anything. Like, we saw Rick, he's going through a mental breakdown. He's on the phone.
Oh, yes.
People are aware he is talking to dead people. People could see him, like, literally break it down in a group talking to a dead person. So what's the next scene we see? What's the next scene? We see him holding a gun on guard duty, looking to shoot a dead person. It's like, is this the guy we want to give a gun to? Like, in all rational sense, the guy is
2016.
seeing dead people. Do we really want him on guard duty right now? Should we let him have a nap and a cookie?
This is a dictatorship.
And that's another thing about Rick. Like, I don't know if it's this way in the
What?
comics. I don't know if it's this way in the comics or not, but Rick, in the show, he comes off so almost like, I want to say almost bipolar at times, because like one episode he says
No.
one thing, and then another episode he says something
it's
else.
It's not just a show. In the comics, he's like slowly losing it, and everybody who meets, at first they're like, "No, we can't trust you," and then they're like, "Okay, maybe you can help us," and then shit goes to hell, and he's like, "Yeah, shoot everybody, and everybody else is like, "Well, this guy has to be a good leader. He shot all the bad guys."
You see, and the
Well-
and the thing about it with Lori was that I know that
She was the worst mother in the world. Where's Carl? Where's Carl? Where's Carl?
okay, but I know, but they but
He's in the house.
I know that
He's not.
I know that in the comic that in the show the love triangle with Lori, Shane, and Rick was resolved like really quickly, but it went on for a lot longer in the graphic novel, right?
No, the other way around.
It was a lot shorter in the graphic novel.
Let me put it like this. You know
Oh.
how Shane managed to survive for 3 seasons and he doesn't die until the end of the 3rd?
Right.
Yeah? So in the comics, Shane and Rick share maybe 2 comics together.
Yeah. Well, fuck Shane. Shane was an asshole.
It's Carl
Yeah,
who
but
kills Shane
that's
in the
that's
comics,
writing.
isn't it?
That's TV writing versus comic writing.
Yeah, Carl shoots Shane through the back of his head.
Wow.
Because
Kill his
Shane was gonna shit Rick as he was hunting.
Yeah.
Do you mind the scene where Shane was leveling his shotgun up to Rick, and then Dale notices him with his...
I like that. I have to say, I did like the entire interaction they had between Rick and Shane, knowing that they were gonna, one of them had to die for an extra season, because I thought that went by way too quick in the comics.
Also, I think the way they used Shane to show that it wasn't just the bites that turned you, I thought that was rather well done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay, this is
quick
a question. This is a question that's been driving me nuts, though.
Stop biting me.
It almost seems like they're. I understand, like, there's the MacGuffin policy of writing whenever you're doing series or any kind of writing. Like, you eventually write yourself into a wall. Now, here is the biggest question I have about the whole. Anytime, if you get bitten, you become, which is, old school zombie lore.
Here's the thing. In The Walking Dead,
hold on.
as officially stated by the writer that that it is not the zombie thing that kills you. What actually kills you is the infection you get from the human mouth. It's a staph infection that kills you. You're already infected. You're going to turn regardless.
Okay,
Yes.
now this is my question now.
I thought that was brilliant.
Okay, this is my question
I
now.
think that's a good twist, because, well, it's not really a twist. I think that's a good way to approach it, because when you see zombie apocalypse things, it's always like everybody is a zombie, but surely not that many can get bitten before they turn into zombies. But then, in this show / comic, everybody, regardless of how they die, they turn into a zombie. So that's a good way of saying, well, the dead are endless.
Yeah, pretty much. As long as there are
Yeah.
survivors, there are going to be dead. The walkers.
Exactly. The biters. Yes.
No, but this is my argument that I have about that whole scenario. That whole fucking scenario
Yes.
with the walkers. Okay. In season 1 and
Yes.
2, they are walking through a highway filled with nothing but corpses. I'm assuming if all these people in these cars are dead, they have had to have been fucking attacked by zombies. But they are humanly dead. But now we get this scenario of if you get bit, you die. But now, in the contradiction of all this stuff, what was it, season 2? Remember they found the camp and found the guy who hung himself, but had his legs freaking eaten by zombies. I'm assuming he was already dead when he freaking got bitten, and had his basically hit the flesh off his legs
they ate
eaten.
fresh corpse.
Let's see. Here's the thing. Zombies or walkers, like any other thing that needs to eat, can starve to death.
Yeah, they established that too. If a walker doesn't
Yeah.
eat a lot regularly, he basically starts
So,
deteriorating
basic-
and becomes basically a walking skeleton at
I
some
don't
point.
think it's starved to death. I think it
No,
just
I don't
loses
think
the
they've said
interest.
stuff to
Well,
death.
I mean, essentially, that's what happens. I mean, I'm sure there's
'Cause-
more. I'm sure there's more to it than that. But basically, it's like you get bit, you have a fever. The fever kills you, and then you turn. It
But
could be
you're
a
not
matter of
bringing up
minutes or a
my
matter of
plot
hours.
holes. You're not
Yeah.
bringing up the plot holes that I've established here.
Well,
Okay.
And on the
walking
highway,
they
there
were
is
probably
a
buckled
long
into
line
a
of cars
car.
with corpses. Nothing but corpses inside vehicles. None of them are living
Yeah.
dead. None of them are walkers. So, did they die
probably
from
snapped necks
starvation?
from,
Or were they attacked by zombies? And the next question is, how did they how did they not turn if they were attacked by a zombie?
You also have to consider the conditions they're in. If
What,
the
being
people
fucking strapped
are-
into
if-
into a car seat?
Yes, if they're
yeah,
no,
zombies can't undo
because they have the walkers have the only thing that's alive in these things is the brainstem. There's no memory, no anything, so they would not know they would not know how to work a
Mechanism.
seatbelt. So they would essentially, and if they're in they're in the blistering heat in a car, they would essentially dry up,
Well,
Yeah.
not giving them a chance to get out and feed or whatever.
yeah,
And
but
you have
there's
to remember,
there's
it
never
can
been a
be
reference
much
that
simpler than
hydration.
that.
There's never been a reference
think it
that
might just be
hydration would
the
be a
right-
factor in this scenario.
Everybody, one at a time. Elsie,
There's never been anything established that say hydration, like these guys have to be hydrated. There's nothing in that
Well, it
reference.
was-
So, and by the way,
They don't
in the
have
same
to.
factor, at the time of season 2, when they're walking through those highways, the zombie apocalypse has only been going on for a few months at that period. They wouldn't have had time to dry out at that point.
yeah, you
I
can.
think I can answer this.
Go
Because
ahead.
they were still trying to keep the "we're all infected" thing under wraps.
So
Yeah,
what
and
they?
to be-
So
and
what
to
the
be-
fucking?
and to be fair,
So what the
Elsie,
army went
and to
around
be-
fucking basically shooting guys with darts in their brains?
If you saw
Lazy
the
writing.
if you saw the first season, that's exactly what they did. They went to
True, they did that in the hospital.
they did that in the hospital.
I forgot that.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so it would be safe to assume that, like, we can assume that the military stopped around there, saw a bunch of people in cars or whatever, be they dead or not, and shot them. Why? Because they did it in the hospital. Why? Because the government fucked up and they want the least amount of people to know about it.
Not even. It's essential crowd control. The military would have had biohazard suits, therefore there would have been no risk, whereas everyone else is potentially infected, therefore a contamination risk. They had to be removed. This is actually a protocol that is in place in the cases of pandemics.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go then.
But I mean, and also we were talking about
The
the
UK has a plan in place to firebomb certain buildings in cases of pandemics.
and also we were talking about the hydration factor. If we're going to assume that the walkers are like biologically similar, they would need some form of hydration, be it from the blood of their meals or whatever. So it takes.
Well, if that's the case, Michonne's pet walkers should have died a long time ago.
Not unless-
the exact
not unless-
the exact
not
statement I was
unless-
going to give.
Not unless she was supplying them with a way to hydrate them. We don't know.
All right, but we're bringing up a good point. We're actually bringing up a good point about Michonne's walking bodyguards. We're bringing up a good point about
Yeah,
Michonne's
Anna's
bodyguards.
boyfriend.
I gotta ask this.
One's her brother too, isn't
This that's the
Yeah,
question
her
I'm going to ask
boyfriend
because
and her brother.
it never got brought up in the show, but the governor asked, I think, like, did you know them? Are they friends of your? Did you know these people? And she kind of never said anything. Who do we think these two walkers are? Do you think it's like the only people she considered close to her, or do you think she just found two random fucking
it? Well,
zombies?
she does describe them as being animals in the first place anyway. They were never really human. So, my guess is abusive boyfriend and asshole brother.
I was going when I first saw Michonne with them. Like, the first thing I thought of was like they were like her sons or something.
Sons, they were like the same fucking age.
She's
Well,
too young.
it's
They,
kinda hard-
these two
it's
walkers look like
however,
these two
it's
walkers
really
had the
hard-
skin tone of Nicola fucking on a summer day. I don't think they were her sons.
No,
If
no.
I'm
However,
not mistaken,
I am
in
convinced
comics,
she was a mother.
LC, no, they were very dark. They were very dark skinned.
Yeah, because he had rotten
Yeah.
skin.
They were black zombies.
They were very dark.
Hmm.
They were very dark skinned. These were Black Walkers.
Hang on.
I remember.
I think
Google
they were
image.
stated to be her brother at least,
Uh huh.
and her boyfriend. I think
Okay,
because there were people very close to her. I know that.
So what do you? All right, let's keep the conversation going. Where do you think like the story's
Yeah.
gonna go? Because it almost Michonne almost
yes,
seemed
very black.
Michonne almost.
There.
All right, I was
Let's
proven
see,
wrong.
okay, how do I think it's
But
going to end?
Michonne,
Yes.
Michonne seemed. No, I'm
I've
saying
got-
Michonne
it was
as
a
a character.
boyfriend and one of his best friends.
I think.
I'm saying as
Michonne.
Michonne herself, like as a character, she seemed to take the greatest character loophole. Like she started as this renegade, almost Amazonian freaking warrior princess, and now she's seeming to slowly become kind of like more entwined with the group. Obviously, this is meaning that the human contact's making her a little more human, like bringing her humanity back. But do you think there
think
has to be
she's gonna
something
be around
psychological? There
for a
has to be
while.
something psychological in her brain that is saying that made her snap and go into this warrior freaking mentality.
Well, her
Because
boyfriend
you remember
died
when
at the
she
very
was in
least.
remember when she was in the town and she freaking found the little freaking storage unit with all the walkers in it. She basically almost got like a fucking goddamn freaking. She basically got wet killing these things because she hasn't killed a walker in a long time.
Well, okay. To be fair, that could be said about anybody in the series.
Yeah, but she seems almost to get a pleasure out of killing these things versus
No,
a lot of people where it's more of
I
a.
don't see
It,
it.
it seems almost more a nuisance. Like it's just a day to day
I-
life.
I
It's like
respectfully disagree.
dealing with fucking a crazy driver on the highway.
I respectfully disagree. I don't think that she gets pleasure out of killing.
Yeah, I don't see that.
I think
No.
I think it's more of just instinct. Like she sees a walker, her first instinct is to kill it. I mean, there is no thinking about it.
Yeah, she seems a lot more primal.
It's more of just like okay, if I don't kill them, they'll kill me type of thing.
Here's the thing. Elsie was saying about something making her snap. I think she lost a child because do you remember when she got handed Judith and she was like, no, not touching it, and then it's just like,
Oh, good point.
Well,
Great point.
She could. It could either be that, or she could just be, not wanting to be around children.
No,
Well, then she
there.
cries.
I'm gonna come off. I'm coming off. I'm gonna come
Oh,
off
yeah,
sexist
yeah.
here. I'm gonna come off sexist here, but there is no woman in the world who doesn't melt as soon as they get a chance to see a baby.
Bullshit.
have you ever seen what they leave in them fucking nappies? Jesus.
I call
In
LC
general, there is no woman. There is no
LC,
woman
you were
who
my-
frickin' doesn't melt at the sight of a fucking baby.
LC.
I'll go duh, but don't make me touch it.
I'm gonna
LC.
say there's gonna be a middle ground in between the twos, like let's say 75%.
Yeah,
Because
because
I've got a cousin, and my cousin absolutely hates children. But
Because
she,
LC,
yeah,
Yeah, because I was gonna say, LC, you're my friend. I love you very much, but I'm calling the biggest amount of bullshit on that. Like there is not. I mean, because that is. It's very sexist.
yeah, you can't generalize people.
All right,
everywhere.
I'm not trying to generalize people. I'm not trying to be sexist. I was just trying to give a general statement in general. By the way, what do you think of the leave some comments in the leave some comments. Tell me what you think. Am I being sexist?
Like, comment,
Am I
and
being
subscribe
general?
if you think LC is a sexist bastard.
If you
But,
think
I
I
mean,
am a
that's
sexist
like
bastard, feel free to
I
comment.
was left alone on several occasions with a 1-year-old, a 2-year-old, and a 3-year-old, and Wayne's no, net.
But I mean that's like
That was
saying.
a terrifying experience.
But I mean that's like saying all men like American football, and that's just not true. I can't.
Well,
fucking
goddamn it,
stand-
any red, white, and blue American loves fucking football.
Dude,
Either that or
Oh,
baseball.
for fuck's sake,
That's
you
discrimination.
strap on 20 pounds of armor just to play rugby.
Dude, I will go ahead and tell you right now.
Great fucking
I
reference.
can't fucking
Great Buffy
stand-
reference.
Dude, I will tell you right now. I can't fucking stand football, baseball, or basketball. So you can call me a commie. I care not.
Sports ball. It's
I
the
once
best.
went to a baseball game when I was in America. I was bored. I started counting the seats.
All right, we're not talking
It's-
about
it's-
we're not here to talk about
Okay,
sports.
so,
We're here to talk
Sean.
Walking Dead.
But yeah,
So,
the whole thing
so
with-
guys, speaking, let's transition sports into the Walking Dead again. Are you disappointed that
Walking
nobody?
Dead-
Are you disappointed that nobody has used a cricket bat to fucking bash a zombie's head in?
No,
Oh yeah,
because-
but how often do you
This
see
is
cricket
America.
bats in America?
America.
No, I'm not because we're not in the fucking UK.
Yeah, we're not in the Shaun of the Dead.
I'm sorry.
Don't
I mean
stop
this
me
with
now.
I mean this with all respect, but
No, you don't.
No, you don't.
outside of the UK, nobody knows what cricket is. Even some
Even people in the UK doesn't know what cricket is.
I was
Australia,
just gonna say that.
South
I've
Africa.
lived there for 5
India,
years. I still don't
Pakistan.
understand cricket.
It's like if you try to go up to a random British person and try to get them to explain the rules of cricket, you're gonna be there a while.
Yeah, you play a civilized game like Hurley.
Huh?
Hurley is a
Okay.
game with a little hard leather ball, and you have a very big stick.
Oh, baseball.
It's like
Too
No.
much information.
it's like lacrosse. Instead of a little sappy bag, you get a stick
Really,
and you
too much
pelt it.
information.
pelt it up the field.
Oh, okay. But
Okay,
anyway,
so Michonne.
but anyway,
There's usually
Michonne?
injuries in this game.
I have a but I actually
Michonne.
I will
Okay,
say,
can we get
I
back?
have a-
Can we get back to the conversation of frickin' Walking
I'm
Dead?
getting to it. I have a theory I'm going
Michonne.
to put out here.
Michonne.
Dutch is staying up past into the Dutch's hours. He wants to talk
It's 4
Michonne?
a.m.
But I have a theory as to how The Walking Dead will end, like the series.
Next season or
Um,
this season?
I believe I'm
Like,
staying.
no,
I actually have a
just the
theory too.
series
I got a
altogether.
theory.
Just
I got a theory on this too, and I believe that it's going to be Dutch fucking looking into a fucking globe, just saying, why the hell can't I actually talk?
Why am I autistic?
No, I think no, not just the entire show. Doesn't matter what season.
Okay.
I think ultimately it's going to come down. The whole show is going to come down to Rick and Carl.
And
And
things and stuff.
no, it's gonna come down to Rick and Carl. They're gonna be the last two of the group. And Rick finally has a big breakdown.
Finally.
Murder suicide. That's how I see it happening.
All right, well, Tony,
No.
let's round this.
The hush fills the room.
All right,
No.
let's use that as a final note on this segment, so we can freaking round it up tonight. What is your theories
Think
on
final-
what is your theory on what you think the series will end as, and how many more seasons do you think it's going to get? Because let's face it, most shows don't last past 5 seasons. So we'll start it off with Dutch. What is your theories on how the show will end, and how many more seasons we have?
It
to look
was
forward
all
to?
the
Okay, I'm going to combine this with both comics and the series in one. I hope/think Carl will die at one point, and Rick will take on a substitute child. Like, you know how the governor spoke to that little girl the last 2 episodes?
Yeah.
It's going to be something like that, I hope. He's going to be like, no, you have to live, because if you don't live, I'm going to lose it. And something's going to escalate into so bad that he is going to die, and he's going to be left absolutely mental. And he could be killed. He could be... I think it might just leave on a shot of him going... What? I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know what to do. I don't know. And then... Sopranos.
I have a theory. After Carl dies, Clementine.
Huh?
Oh my darling, oh my
Clementine! Oh
darling.
yeah, that
God
would be
damn it, Tony.
awesome.
I know. Clementine is like, what happened to Clementine? Where is she?
We do.
Is she okay?
I can
Who are
tell.
those two people?
I can tell you she is in the second season of the games.
Yes. Yes,
So-
she is.
But yeah, that would be Clementine should get okay. Somebody out there right now, start up a petition to get the Clementine character on this fucking show. Do it now.
I still haven't played those games.
Play them. Seriously, play
Oh.
it.
All right, Tony. Let's
Clementine
round it.
will
Let's round this
restore your
out. Let's
faith.
round this down.
Clementine will restore your faith in humanity.
And
Well, let's round this up. Let's round this up and take it home. So, Tony, what is your theory on how you think the series will end in whole, and how many more seasons do you think we're gonna get out of this?
Honestly, I think we're looking. Okay, let's go ahead and do it. It's already been approved for. It's already been renewed for a 5th season. So there's that. I would say at the very least we got 2 to 3 more seasons of this, and I honestly think it's going to end with like I don't look at this being a happy ending. I look for it to be Rick probably being by himself, and eventually going to the point where it's like I can't take it anymore, and just shoots himself. And
What do you think?
credits.
What do you think would happen to his son? Do you think his son would die before that point?
I think? Oh yeah, Carl will.
Carl's definitely going to die beforehand.
Yeah, I'm gonna call this. Carl will die. I'm throwing it out.
Do you think he's
Carl
gonna?
will
Do you
die.
do you think
I'm
he's
putting
gonna?
all
Do
my
you think?
life savings on Carl dying.
Do you think?
Yeah, Carl will die.
Do you think Carl's gonna die from his own arrogance and childish freaking ignorance, or do you think he's gonna
I don't think
die
so.
because his father freaking screwed up and did something that put him in harm's way?
Neither. I think because on the show, at least, Carl has kind of been forced to grow up really quickly. So I think he's fine. I think he's going to die protecting either his father or somebody else vital to the group.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, I
definitely
think
building
he's-
up to something like that.
Yeah, I think he's going to die. I don't want to say in a blaze of glory, but he will die being somewhat of a hero, trying to be like doing the typical go.
Get to the job!
I will save you. I'm the best shot. Get to the chopper.
But I mean, I personally believe that Carl will die at the like. I think it perfectly to do it perfectly. I think Carl should die trying to save his dad.
I agree.
Oh, that would do it. That would absolutely make Rick go, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because
No.
if you want to,
I
if-
agree with Tony.
yeah, because if you really
Yes.
want to fuck Rick up and end the series on a downer where you know he will kill himself, have his son protect him and he gets killed.
Oh, and then
So then
Rick
basically
could put the
Rick
gun
gets
to his
into
head
that-
and be like, click, and then the credits. No gunshot, just end on that.
So
Yeah,
so
actually-
basically, Rick.
I-
No, I think it should last a
actually,
couple extra
I-
episodes. I think it should last a couple episodes after that of Rick having to deal with the fact that his that he is the cause of his son's death, and that the fact that his wife's dead, his daughter's dead, now his son's dead. He literally has nothing else. And I would like to see him almost do like an epic, like like swan fucking dive off the top of a building into a fucking pack of walkers.
I just thought of something else. Do it kind of like what the Sopranos did.
Oh, please, no.
Rick, no. Hear me out. Hear me. Kind of. I say kind of. Rick puts the gun to his head. Suddenly the screen goes.
This diner.
Suddenly the screen goes black. Credit starts rolling. Then all of a sudden, we hear a, right in the middle of it. What do you think?
And then
No,
I'm
that's
thinking, and then I'm
exactly
thinking
kind of
like
what I
as
was
the
going for,
epic,
yeah.
as the epic
Yeah.
period on the fucking show. After you do that long credit sequence and everyone's crying and everyone's having this heartfelt freaking like, oh my god, I can't believe it's over. Then it's a final like epilogue shot, and you just see a pack of walkers in a group, and then you just see Rick come out from the out of the pile as a freaking walker.
Yes! Yes!
But do it from behind.
No,
Make it-
straight up like just a
Don't
group.
show his face. Show the back of him, so people can be like, "No, that wasn't
Yes.
really Rick. That
Yes,
wasn't
dude.
really Rick.
Yes,
Rick
Dutch.
isn't really
Yes,
a
Dutch.
walker.
That's
Rick's
it.
still alive."
You just see, like, you see a walker pushing his way to the front of a fucking pile, and then you just realize
Yes.
it has Rick's police outfit. Like, he puts his police outfit on
Yes.
before he dies again, because that's what the last
Exactly.
thing he remembers. And you just see the
I'm pretty
police.
sure that got destroyed whenever they were doing slaughtering the pigs.
Or
they'll find a new one.
well, they've still got the hat.
Yeah, or the son's hat. Actually, the
Carl.
son, the Carl's
Hey,
been wearing the
you
hat.
can
So after
keep
Carl
your
dies,
hat on.
after Carl dies, he puts the hat back on as like because it's his basically it's his son's now. It was his son's
Yes.
hat, so he just wears his son's hat. And you just see that hat come out. But enough
Exactly.
of our fan geekum. Nicola, what is your theories on how the show is going to end and how many more seasons we got?
Well, I assume that the remainder of the series is going to be the separate groups trying to make their way, probably finding each other again because they did mention contingency plan. I'm gonna think there's gonna be a Lost Boys scenario with the 4 children and that crazy psychotic bitch of that
Around.
blonde twat.
Oh.
I really fucking freaked out with her. She's a sociopath.
Understandable.
She is an absolute sociopath.
I love her because she's not in the comics, so I don't know so much she's gonna do.
I would like to see more Carol, but I don't think that's going to happen.
I think so.
I think what do you call the boy with the beard, a big black boy with the beard?
Tyrone?
Tyrone, yes. I think he went with the children.
Yeah, he did. Has to be.
He was on the bus. I
So we're
believe
gonna
he
have
was on the
daddy daycare
bus.
kind of scenarios there.
Daddy daycare.
Look at that!
Um,
The Nickelodeon spinoff.
The sister who was with the governor, the one who was like in the
Didn't
police
die.
academy, she didn't die. So I assume she's gonna run into somebody.
I think she's
Oh
gonna
my
join.
God.
I think she's gonna join Rick's group, and she's gonna basically have a whole lot of fucking begging and pleading and saying, "I never trusted him from the start," but I think she's gonna join Rick because it'll be the perfect
Well, she
tension.
can just say, I
But-
shot the motherfucker.
I shot the sheriff, but I didn't shoot the deputy. Kind of segment.
No, she shot him. She absolutely went like,
Now my question, and I know I said I was gonna round this off after the theories, but we have to end it with this one. Do you think the governor's really dead? Because we never actually
Yes.
physically
Oh,
saw
yes.
him die. We saw him take a hell of a fucking knife fucking blow, and we saw her walk up and shoot, but we never saw the corpse.
He was surrounded
think
by
we-
walkers.
do you
He
think
was
we're
not
going
getting
to?
out of there.
Okay.
Hey.
Logically, no. There's no way in hell he could get out. But do you think at some point, in some way, because he's such a popular character, he's such a great character, do you think there's a chance
Well,
No.
they might
They could
pull
bring
a
him
spin
back.
and say, yes, he somehow
if they
lived?
bring him back, it would be so fucking cheap. Everybody will be crying foul. Everybody.
Okay.
So
and
he's not going to come back.
also, unless this is Fallout New Vegas, you're not going to survive a gunshot to the head.
No, yet again, they established earlier that she was not really that good of a shot.
I know, but dude,
She was right in front of him.
Point
he was
fucking
on
blank.
he was on the ground. She was less than 4 feet from him. It's
He-
But
kinda
there
hard
is
to-
a
reject.
chance in a fucking MacGuffin storytelling sense that she could possibly have lived and maybe come back.
Okay,
Yep,
this
and
is the
if I
kind of
had,
thing.
yeah, and you know what, LC? If I had wheels, I'd be a wagon, but it ain't gonna happen.
And if I had a 12-inch dick, I'd be a porn star. What's your point?
Okay, in like superhero comics, he would come back. He'd be like, "Yeah, they missed all the vital organs."
Yeah,
But
they
it's
took my
not
ear
this
off.
kind
They
of
took
show.
my ear off, but they didn't
This
hit
is
the brain.
different. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But this is a different kind of show. It's like he got stabbed straight through the middle of his fucking chest with a katana. He got shot by someone who was standing right in front of him with a gun and surrounded by zombies. There's no chance. No chance they're gonna bring him back.
Okay.
Personally, I don't
that's
think so
where I'm
either.
lost.
I honestly, I'm bringing this subject up more to get a debate going, but I don't think
Okay,
so
I
either.
will say-
But
I-
you know what I do think is going to happen? You know what I do think
What's
might
that?
happen? I think
The
coming
French are gonna
soon,
invade America.
someday, sometime, we're going to be freaking watching the show, and a governor zombie is going to attack Rick.
That would be awesome.
I think
Oh, yeah.
somewhere's out of the blue, a zombie's gonna attack Rick, and you'll look at the zombie. It's gonna be freaking a governor zombie.
Well, see, that's the thing. That would be awesome, but it's probably not going to happen because he more than likely got shot in the head.
Yet again, I don't see her as a good
Yeah.
shot. I could give a
Okay.
belief
if you
that maybe
miss
he gets shot in the
somebody
throat.
That's lying on their. If you miss somebody that's lying on their back 4 feet from you, you do not deserve to breathe, let alone have a gun. Okay.
Well, in all fairness,
Well,
I
they
never
could
shot a gun in my
go-
life. If I fucking was 2 inches from you, I'd probably miss.
The point is, though, with named characters becoming zombies, it's always someone going back to somewhere where the other people have died.
Well,
The
wasn't
the
all right
prison
in the
stuff
season?
is now
all
over.
right, Dutch in the season finale, wasn't one
Yeah.
of the zombies that freaking approached the governor that he shot? Wasn't that a old character? I don't know the
I-
character, but I believe
I-
she was the
Okay,
one girl was actually an
I know one of the women showed him the little girl that died, and I don't know how she got there.
Now Merle.
No, but one of the
Daryl has-
this was just
Daryl-
an Easter egg. Like one of the female zombie that walked onto the battleground behind the governor, I believe, was actually a character from an earlier season. I think she might have been a member of the camp.
Nah,
No.
I don't think so.
I know
If I'm
that
right, if
in-
I'm wrong, tell me in the comments.
I know that in season
Wait.
Like,
3.
comment, and subscribe.
I know that in.
Wait, wait.
Wait,
The girl you're talking about, did she have a big black jacket?
I think so. It's the one I think the governor shot.
That was the Irish woman
He's,
with a head in the bag.
so I'm right.
You might be. She was
Yeah.
earlier on that season. It was the Irish woman who Rick came across with a head in the bag.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't got shot in the head. She stabbed herself in the gut.
oh. Yeah, but she was around that area then.
Yeah, and that's right. And
So-
when
Yeah.
the other people in what was it, Dale, not Dale.
Daryl.
When Earl and Carl freaking showed up at the camp, they found her walking around, but they were like, "Don't waste a bullet. She's harmless," and they ran off.
But see, what I meant is that right now, everybody is going to leave from the prison. They're going to go into every direction you can think of. The prison is a no-go zone, unless... Yeah, well, no. They're going to travel so far. They're going to go... If they're going to follow the comics, they're going to go to Washington, D.C. So they're not going to see the governor zombie. No, it's not going to happen.
Well, yet again, the show's taken a lot of like
Well, yeah.
ad libs from freaking the comic. They take what they need, but leave the rest and from show to comic. So, but I think
true,
we
but I
we
really don't think they're gonna go. I really don't think they're gonna stay in the same area.
No, I think they're
Probably
all going to
not.
split
No,
up, and
they
we're going to
pretty much
get
tapped out all
almost
the
like an
resources in that
anthology
area.
series. I honestly think we're going to. This is my opinion. To find this, yeah. Speak words. My theory on
Words are good.
my theory on the next couple seasons is I think it's going to turn into more of an anthology kind of freaking storytelling, where it's different groups and different different stories of all these groups separated, moving on, migrating around for a little while. And I think it's going to last. I think it's going to last another 2 seasons. I think it's going to last another 2 seasons. I think that's reasonable for 6 seasons. And yet again, we made enough jokes about how we thought it would end. Personally, we all know nobody gets a happy ending in this story.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
So let's bring this into final words. And Dutch, seeing now you're our guest. Final words of the night. What do you have to say? What do you have to plug?
Goedendag. No?
Don't know what that means.
It means good day.
Okay. Guten Tag.
No,
Yeah,
that's
Dankeschön.
German.
Yeah, Donkey.
I was speaking Dutch.
All right, Nicola.
No, I don't have anything to plug, really. It's been a pleasure. Thank you very much.
All right, it was great having you on. All right, Nicola, final words of the night. Final thoughts.
My arm is dead. I can't move it.
Oh, kitty. See, and this is why you know there's hope in the humanity, because even at a dark talk like The Walking Dead, we still have a beautiful kitty at the end.
Come, say goodnight, Chief.
And we're all saying a prayer for Derpy.
Yeah.
Derpy, derpy.
Yeah, my family is one of those families where you're either bawling your eyes out or making jokes.
It's Irish. That's how we do things.
Yeah. I took him up to bury him in my mommy's backyard because our garden's going to get tore up in a month. So, put him with the rest of the pets. God save anyone who ever digs up my mom's backyard. But we stopped in my brother's to borrow a shovel. And he was sitting there, and you could see him trying to think of a pun. Trying to work around croaked and work cricket into it, and he just couldn't do it. So of course I says, well, if you really wanted to go for something, you could go for the fact that I spent the last 3 years trying to keep the cats from eating them, only to bury him in a cat food box.
All I'm
it.
thinking this whole fucking... the only thing I'm thinking this whole freaking thing is, I don't want to be buried in a pet cemetery.
I don't wanna live my life anymore.
I made myself sad earlier on. I came into my room, and as I walked around to my desk, I automatically went, "Hi, Derpy." But
Oh.
Well, we will dedicate... send me a picture of Derpy, and we will dedicate this whole episode to Derpy.
I think I have a good one floating around of him somewhere.
In Derpy Memoriam.
Yes.
In Derpy, we trust.
And Tony, so we can end on a on a happy note. Final thoughts of the night.
Yeah, I have a couple of things. Well, I have a couple of things to say. One thing to say, one thing to plug. Gonna look forward to seeing everybody at MAG. Hopefully one day. Hopefully one day. Well, I know not you. That's why I said I was looking forward to it.
Oh, thanks.
But yeah, maybe next year or so I can get you and Susie and maybe Nicola to come out and again after
you got a random walker behind you.
That's my nephew.
Kill him.
But after that,
You got Dale.
After that, the Kickstarter for my wrestling promotion is going to be. After that, my Kickstarter for my Indiegogo campaign for my wrestling promotion is going to start. So look for that. So at any rate, so yeah, that's it.
Well, I'd like to thank everyone for watching us. For watching again on SNN Radio. this was our Walking Dead discussions, reactions, and overall insanity like normal. I'd like to thank everyone for, yet again, thank everyone for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. If you have any problems with me, just make sure to fucking leave a comment. Thumb up, thumb down, and I'm gonna get back to my music. Night, everyone.
Bye.
Bye.